Hello everyone, welcome to another PS book reviews. I just finished reading this book, which is Angelina Jolie's Biography by Rhona Mercer, and I didn't like it. I give it 2 stars out of 5 on Goodreads. It's interesting that it does bring some insight to the life of Angelina Jolie. She had a very interesting life, growing up as an actress, and then the humanitarian causes, the whole different marriages and relationships that she had. Her personality is very interesting. She's a very strong woman, but also very vulnerable at the same time. The whole adoption thing, it talks about all of those topics. And of course, I already knew Angelina Jolie because, well, I'm a computer nerd, so I knew about hackers. And why is the cat doing weird noises? I'm a computer nerd, so I seen Hackers early on, and she plays an awesome character in Hackers. The film tanked, and they talk a lot very bad about the movie here, but it's actually a pretty decent movie. It's very funny, especially about the whole hacker culture. And I also knew her for her part in Lara Croft, since of course I'm a computer nerd, so I play games, and you have to play Tomb Raider because it was very big at the time. So I knew her for those parts, and of course I kept an eye on her because she's gorgeous, and probably she has a very nice personality to her as well. So I was curious to read her biography. I read this one, and the problem with this is a lot. First, you have this cover, you have this pink color inside, and all this gloss and stuff, and this is not Angelina Jolie. So, and the author herself says multiple times inside that Angelina Jolie doesn't identify with the girly girl thing. When she was young, she didn't dress girly girl. When she's older, she didn't care about dresses and makeup and that kind of stuff. So, completely horrible cover, doesn't make any sense. But, well, it makes sense if you want to sell more, which is what these guys probably did. Then the writing style itself, the writer is editor on Celebrity Weekly magazine, and it shows a lot. This is like a collection of tabloid articles. Every chapter is like a huge article citing people, doing subjective, sensationalist conclusions. It tells the story, but it's badly written. Well, at least I don't like that writing style. It's not for me. If you enjoy reading gossip magazines and that kind of stuff, then this might make a lot more sense for you. And I guess that's the intended audience, and I'm not the intended audience, which is fine. But, you know, this is my review of the book, and I didn't like it. What else is wrong with it? The storyline itself, it jumps back. It tries to focus each chapter on a period of Angelina Jolie's life, or a subject of Angelina Jolie's life, and of course some of them overlap, like her beginning acting and her dating someone. They overlap a bit, so they have to refocus chapters on a specific topic, and they end up writing twice about the same thing, which would be okay if it was just 1 or 2 paragraphs, but no, it goes on for like 1, 2, 3 pages, repeating exactly the same thing, and often citing other people and saying contradictory things. They do this with the father of Angelina Jolie. He was very hands-on with the children, but then he was not, and then she resented him, but then she did not, and then she wanted him on the part, but then she was very upset with him. They keep doing this contradictory conclusions to the sentences, and quoting people, and you end up knowing what the different people said, but if you only read like half of the book, you have one idea, and if you read the whole book, you have a completely different idea. And this is bad. This is bad journalism. This is bad writing. You shouldn't do this. First, you should tell the story chronologically. Sometimes you have to jump to make references to other stuff, but you need to keep at least some degree of cohesion. Not contradict yourself while you're writing. I mean, you wrote a fucking book, you should know what's in there, and what you can say, what you can't say, if it goes against what you just said. Then it just ends chapters. Like, for example, it goes over the Billy Bob Thornton chapter, and then it just ends with a cliffhanger, not knowing what happened in the relationship. And then the next chapter is completely about, I think it's either Tomb Raider or the adoption. and they don't talk how the marriage ended or why it ended. They just go on talking about something else, and you end up not knowing what the hell happened, and they just saying, okay, Billy Bob was not there. Why was it not there? What happened there? Why didn't he? You know, you should follow the timeline and explain things properly instead of jumping back and forth. So that was very bad. I would even call it amateur. Well, I didn't like it. I cringed a lot when reading it. Just the first few pages, I was trying to drop it. I kept reading because Angelina Jolie's personality is very interesting, and I wanted to know more about her and what drove her to do humanitarian causes and focus more on that, and all those different kind of things. And I got a bit about that. That's why I gave it 2 stars and not 1. But the writing itself, Rhona Mercer, she didn't convince me at all. She's not my writing type. I don't read her kind of stuff, clearly. So yeah. So just wanted to do a quick book review video on this, and that's it. So let me know if you guys, well, if you already knew about Angelina Jolie. Yeah, one more thing that I wanted to say about it. On this book, you don't really read anything that you wouldn't find by reading her Wikipedia article, for example. So yeah, so that sums it up pretty well. I didn't learn more than what I had already read on Wikipedia. I had some more quotes, some stuff like that, a lot of subjective talk, but it's pretty much what's in Wikipedia. There is no deeper insight. There is no proper timeline, as I mentioned. It even screws that up. And the writing, even though you read it well, there's still some errors. Especially, she uses the expression "cut off" wrongly a lot, or "cut up." She uses it in the exact opposite way that it's supposed to be used. I don't know if that's how it is in English, and I'm just not very fluent in English, but I don't think so. I think it's actually wrong. And I did caught some grammatical errors as well on the book, despite being an old edition. So yeah, I didn't like it. What was I gonna say? Okay, so let me know, guys, if you already read this book, or if you know Angelina Jolie, if you like it, if you're interested, if this video dissuaded you from reading the actual book. I'm looking forward for an official biography from Angelina Jolie. That would be cool to read. I also want to check the notes from her journeys, which was a book she wrote while she was traveling the UN tours. That might be a lot more interesting than this that I just finished reading. And yeah, let me know your comments below if you like it, if you don't like it, if you're interested on reading it, if you think it sucks. And yeah, and that's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check my rewards on Patreon if you want to support me keep doing content for YouTube and stuff. Bye bye, take care.